Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Woof. Woof. Episode 617 of the series for your Tuesday. Okay, those are cows. These green forests are filled with danger and cows, apparently. But yeah, for your Tuesday, October 25th, 2016, as we exit the last episode's hidey hole. Sun is rising over there, so that means this way is west. I could also tell by my compass. And yeah, we're going to continue on here in episode 617 in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. That's right. Had a little bit of a weird freeze frame there. We'll hopefully squeeze right by that and carry on. And we did it, everybody. We did it. We surpassed 69% of our charity goal for Child's Play charity. 70%. We're now at 70% of the way to our $60,000 goal. $42,116.54 raised this season, season 6. Over at farlandsorbust.com is where you can donate. I would very much appreciate it because we do not press F3 to find out how far we've walked until we raise that goal. Oh, I took a look at Wolfie and thought that his tail was down. It is not. That was false. That was false. It is fine. He's doing great. But yeah, farlandsorbust.com. Donate to Child's Play charity. They help get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world. And we've been supporting them since June 2011. Over $350,000 raised thanks to you guys. And we're continuing that, like I said. Trying to raise $60,000. Just over, or just under, excuse me, $18,000 to go. That is nothing compared to what we raised over the Mindcrack Marathon weekend, which was this past weekend, which was also why... Holy Moses, let's not go that way. That was not what I wanted to see down there. I mean, I'm not sure what I wanted to see, but it certainly wasn't that. Yeah, Mindcrack Marathon happened over this past weekend. That's why we didn't have a weekend edition of Farlands or Bust. I figured it would be a bit strange to be encouraging donations to Extra Life charity through the Mindcrack Marathon, whilst simultaneously asking for Child's Play charity fundraising here at Farlands or Bust. So I personally didn't attend in person, but I did indeed participate in the first of the UHCs. Look at all these pumpkins. There's a few stragglers over here, but then this big old patch of pumpkins. What do we got? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think we had like 24 before. Wasn't that the biggest one we found? 17. 19 if you count the two stragglers. But yeah, that happened over the weekend. And they raised, it raised $166,000 in 48 hours for Extra Life charities. That is a charity that is part of the Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, so it goes to help children's hospitals. So that was kind of cool. I was checking in and watching every now and again, even though I couldn't be there, like I said. And like I said, I also was able to participate in the first UHC. We had some very, very good donations and very, very cool stuff. Unprecedented happenstances for a UHC happened. I don't know if anybody minds spoilers. It's all over the place. It's all over the news, everybody. But I might consider highlighting that and uploading that, my perspective, to my channel here on YouTube. So I guess I will refrain from going over it in... What the heck? Oh, like what? Are there suddenly fish in this game? Why is there a sploosh? It was a sheep. Ah, Wolfie! You noodle. You know what? Let's just... I don't know what I'm doing this weird dance... Song and dance around this rocky shoreline. Let's get in a boat and continue west. But yeah, so that was cool to at least be a little bit be able to participate in, but also watch all the way up until the finale. So yeah, that was neat. That was pretty neat. But now we're back on the Farlands or Bust. So I'm saying the donations, the fundraising has been a little bit slow as of late. Not to say that I don't appreciate every single donation to Child's Play charity that has come in, regardless. But we are getting on with Season 6. It is well over... It is well over a year old. We started Season 6 in August of 2015. My loose goal is to raise that fundraiser goal by the end of the year, by the end of 2016 here. That would put things all wrapped up in a nice little package now, wouldn't it? Wolfie agrees. That plan has the Wolfie seal of approval. Ooh. So, farlandsorbust.com is where you can do that, and it'd be much appreciated. Bloop. Let's get some snacks for Wolfie here. Murder. Oh, nothing. Alright, how about you? You want a piece of this? Nothing. Okay, how about I don't use my axe? Hey, that worked. Hey, Wolfie. Hey, Wolfie. Alright. Boop. Well done, well done. Excuse me. My armor... Oh, those boots aren't going to last much longer. Those boots aren't going to last much longer indeed. They don't make a breaking sound in this version of the game either, so we might not know when that happens, per se. How are we doing on wooden planks? Okay. Let's just do this while we're at it. Are you not going to kill this pig, Wolfie? No? Okay, I guess you didn't see that I punched it. Oh, Wolfie. You noodle. There we go. Whoop, we got some there. Alright. Marvelous. Let's carry on. Let's carry on here. A little bit of an update to the space news. I mentioned the Shirapeli lander, the Mars lander, that was lost contact when it was due to land. This isn't a rover, this was a lander. Unfortunately, it has been all but confirmed that the landing failed because the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, an imaging satellite that's been around orbiting Mars for many years, was able to image the area that was due to be the landing for the Shirapeli lander, and they certainly noticed a change in the surface. That is to say, a small little new crater where the lander potentially hard landed, and I do believe they've gotten some telemetry, and it's showing that the parachute opened too soon, too high up in the atmosphere, which means the parachute wouldn't have had enough air to fully and properly unfurl. And then also, it had landing rockets, like retro rockets, soft landing rockets. The rockets only burned for 3 seconds, which was far too short to have been able to do a normal landing under normal parachute conditions, but also to be able to compensate for the lack of the parachute. So that is some unfortunate stuff. It is very difficult to land on Mars, which is why I personally was extremely skeptical of the Curiosity rover landing the whole sky crane scenario, of how complicated it was, but that worked out all right. But once again, Mars is proving quite fickle indeed, and they said they're going to take what they learned. Obviously, the lander, by the way, wasn't the primary mission. The primary mission was the trace gas orbiter. That is in orbit and is going to be able to do its full science mission. This lander was kind of just an add-on to that mission. Obviously, it would have been great to have the lander, but it's not as if the whole mission was a loss or anything. So, yeah, a little bit of an update there. A little bit of an update indeed to that space news. But while we make more progress here in Farlands or Bust, I'm gonna wait for the sun to set. We'll make an elevated hidey hole, and then I'll get to some questions. Not that many questions. Like I said, the donations have have slowed a tad. So because of that, we haven't been getting many questions from those donors. When you do donate at farlandsbus.com. You get a little comment box that you can add a question to, and I will add it to the list to answer in a future episode of Farlands Bust. And we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Scraping the bottom of the barrel. Not to say that these questions are bad or barrel scrapings, but I'm going to just be quiet, and we're going to go to sleep, and we'll continue in the morning. And the barrelness. Ooh. Ow! That was hard water. Need some water softener here in Minecraft. So speaking of space news, we have a question here from Andy. Thank you very much for your donation, Andy. What unmanned, uncrewed, I would correctly say, space mission are you more excited about? A robotic lander digging through Europa's ice layer, assuming it would be able to reach the underlying ocean, or a space telescope with the capability of imaging Proxima b, the new quote-unquote Earth mass exoplanet around our nearest neighbor star. Well, both of those are kind of in the works, to be honest. The space telescope being the James Webb Space Telescope. Quite a bit delayed and quite a bit over budget, but it is coming together quite nicely. And I'm not sure when is that planned launch going to be, 2019 or something like that? I can't remember when that's going to be, but that James Webb Space Telescope is big enough where it could. Is it? Well, I mean, it's not going to be an optical imager. It's going to be the infrared and X-ray. So I'm not sure if exoplanets are really on the list of targets for the James Webb, but certainly there are extra large, more advanced ground-based telescopes that are in the works that could theoretically image exoplanets. And then, of course, it has already gotten approval for at least the initial exploration of missions to Europa. Landers on Europa. But I think the initial lander is just going to be a lander. The whole drilling through the miles of ice crust that's on Europa to try to get to the ocean, the underlying liquid water ocean underneath, is a further way off. I think the first lander mission is just going to simply be a surface lander, as far as I am aware. Perhaps, I'm not sure what the plan is. I'm sure the whole process is involved with different teams and scientists and experts. Basically draw up, how did you take damage? They draw up proposals, mission profiles, requirements, science and whatnot, and it takes years. Like Juno, which just now got to Jupiter, was in development in the late 90s as a mission, so there are, it's not like they just dream things up, build it, and send it off in a couple of years. These things literally take up people's entire careers to develop, create, plan, build, budget, propose, go back to the drawing board, gets rejected, and try something else, just to do a single mission like this can take entire careers of, these experts, these scientists, these crazy smart people. So yeah, similarly, it's going to be a while before we get that Europa lander that we very, very much desire. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I'll take both, and it looks like we're going to get both. It's just a matter of when and how much that we're going to get both. But thank you very much, Andy, for your donation and question. An anonymous donor asks, what are your thoughts on Planet 9? Real? Not real? I personally think people have known about this since the 80s, but kept it secret for some reason. But here it is again. Could it someday cause negative effects on Earth? I'm not sure what you're referring to specifically. Specifically what you're referring to. I don't know if there's anything like new that's going on with it, but I remember last year it was the I forgot his name, but the scientist responsible for discovering Eris out there in the Kuiper belt, and then thus leading to the discovery of many more objects that then led to the demotion, quote-unquote, of Pluto as a planet, since, hey, there's all these other things that are bigger and similar out there as well. So that same scientist with his team discovered through data, gravitational data, orbital data of other objects out there, that there has to be this planet 9 that is large, like planet large, that has caused these certain gravitational rhythms and sequences that have been observed out there. It's just, so there has to be mathematically a mass of this mass out there doing this. So they've been searching for it, and they continue to search for it. As far as I'm aware, they have not found it. That seems like something I would notice in my Twitter feed. But yeah, no, I don't. Like, it sounds like you think it's some sort of conspiracy. No, I don't think there's any conspiracy. I don't know why scientists are not ones to keep quiet. I mean, even to the point where when a certain university or a certain study or NASA or somebody has like, we've got a big announcement to make, it usually already leaks online or somewhere else before the announcement is made, simply because there's too many people involved, and all very excitable people who want to share their findings. So yeah, no, there's nothing behind it, and it's way too far out there to have any effect on Earth whatsoever, and it probably just orbits out there like, Pluto does, or Neptune even, or, whatever, that has zero effect on us here on Earth. And yeah, so it's not that Planet X or whatever that everybody 2012 was on about. Ooh, it's a Earth that orbits exactly on the opposite side of the sun, and that's why scientists have never been able to see it. And that discounts the fact that we have orbiters orbiting the sun to observe the sun at different points in front of and behind Earth, so we theoretically can see behind the sun, and there's none of this gravitational evidence that shows that there is any mass opposite the Earth orbiting opposite the Earth, and that just simply orbitally and scientifically doesn't make any sense and couldn't be rectified by anything that we know already. But it's a conspiracy because blah 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 2012. No. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. There's nothing out there, and Planet 9 certainly isn't that either. But it would be interesting, very interesting. It just shows how out there it's so dark and things are so dim that they're not really obvious. Like, I'm sure a lot of you have seen at sunset, Venus is bright up in the evening sky. There's a lot less light out there. There's a lot less light beyond and into the Kuiper belt. I'm going to say that differently every single time, just so I get comments. And Kuiper belt, Krispy Kreme belt, glazed gluten. So yeah, no, I mean, I haven't heard anything. I don't know why. Perhaps there's been something in the news that makes it come up in your question here, but no, I don't think it has any effect whatsoever on us, and I don't think anybody's been keeping any secrets. That would be quite the thing indeed. If we can't keep our stealth bomber a secret, then I don't think we're going to keep an entirely new planet a secret. So yeah, but thank you very much anyway for... Ooh, that's lava. For the donation and the question. Much appreciated. Greetings from France. Unfortunately, this person did not leave their name, but hopefully you'll be able to identify yourself because... Ooh, they say, greeting from France. Today is my birthday, and I want to share it with a donation. For my question, can you take the most ironic and sarcastic voice as you can? When will you be reading it, please? You say that you answer every question that we're asking you, but I think you are a liar. Yes, a liar. Now go back to your normal voice. Okay, was that my sarcastic voice? Oh no, I didn't mean... Oh, whoops. Sorry. I meant to actually shear the sheep. I got sheep and pigs confused there for a second. Yoink, yoink. Yoink. There are maybe some questions that you probably choose to not answer because it is a weird question or because of your private life and so on. Any example? Well, if I'm not going to answer a question, I'm not going to bring it up. But no, there actually have... I decided to put this question here because there have been 3 questions that have been sitting in... in my, my Word document here. Oh, Wolfie, be careful. For quite a while. And it's to the point where I feel bad, but I still haven't quite figured out how to answer them, or what to answer them, or I simply do not have an answer. So I'm actually going to read them and address them, and maybe it'll spark discussion in the comments, or maybe it'll spark an answer in my head, instead of just sitting here staring at them like I constantly have done the last, like, 30 or so episodes they've been sitting around there. But first, let's go to sleep, and we will do that in the morning. And unanswerable questionsness. Alright, let's see if we can take damage doing this. Oh, neat. There's a big kind of cave underneath there. Whee! And I don't have a boat. Alright. Let's go, Wolfie. Let's go for a swim. So yeah, one of those questions was from Dr. D-O-K-T-E-R. Doctor. Doctor asked, if you could experience any moment in your life again, what moment would you choose? I don't know how to answer this because I can't think of one. I can't think of a moment. The only I'm kind of taking this question in a negative route by saying, "Oh, what moment would I like to relive so I could change it?" But I think the way Doctor is asking it is, what like amazing or great moment would you like to just relive for the sake of reliving it and enjoying it again? And I don't know. I can't say that my life in particular has been highlighted by any one particular event or happenstance or achievement. You know, specifically, I could say, okay, sure, my achievement here is this YouTube channel and Far Lands or Bust, but that's not one moment. It's been going on for the past 6 years or so. So I can't, you know, what one moment? So yeah, I tend to interpret this almost negatively, like, oh, what would you want to change? Or what would you want to go back and handle differently? Or whatever, in order to have a better outcome or something like that. But I don't think that's the way you're framing it. And also then that starts to fall into the category of like personal information, personal stuff that I don't care to share. But yeah, I'm sorry, Doctor, but I appreciate, as always, your donation to Child's Play charity. Oops, too many wood. And maybe in the comments below we can try to figure out a better answer for this somehow, or perhaps viewers, commenters, Farlanders have their own answers to share. Because I am apparently incapable. I am incapable! Ooh, look at this crazy basin over here. Similarly, Karita asked a while ago, and I apologize for letting you sit in suspense. If you could ask one person one question and get a completely honest answer, what would it be and what would you ask? Or who would it be and what would you ask? I don't know. I don't know that I particularly know anyone who wouldn't give me an honest answer about something, nor do I know of any question important enough that I would ask to get an honest answer. How long have you been hiding Planet 9 since the 80s? I'll ask to Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah, this is a really tough one. I don't, yeah, this is a rough, this is rough, Wolfie, rough, woof. Yeah, sorry, I don't. This is again. I'm trying not to take it in a negative tone either. Like, oh, somebody's been lying to me, and I need to get an honest answer. And this is my one time to ask them and get that honest answer. But then at the same time, it's almost that like, oh, if you could have dinner with one person, dead or alive, who would it be, or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. It's not particularly a thought that comes into my head on any sort of frequency or like it would affect my life at all, or would like open my eyes to something. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I've learned all that I can from historical figures or sort of what's what I'm looking for, heroes, quote unquote, just based on knowing about them or reading what they wrote or what they said. You know, I don't know what special information Carl Sagan or Neil deGrasse Tyson or you know, Neil Armstrong or whoever could give to me that isn't already accessible in the realm of information that's out there about them. You know what I mean? So I don't feel that's an answer that wasn't asked, but that just seems along the same lines of ask one person one question to get a completely honest answer. I don't know. I do not know. I don't believe anybody out there has any great secrets that they can unveil to me. Careful of A! Or truths that I've been denied to be able to answer. But I appreciate the donation. It certainly made me think for like the past 3 months that it's been sitting in here. I'm very sorry that it took me so long to even address. But this question previously from the birthday person in France kind of brought that up about the questions I haven't answered, or not because I choose not to answer them usually. And usually everybody has been very respectful of privacy or personal or controversial topics so far as where I really haven't had to edit my responses or the questions I answer from donors. It seems, you know, people who do donate want to make that donate kind of count for themselves and ask a question that would either be fun or funny or just something interesting, or a topic that they know I'll go on and on and on about. So, yeah, I don't feel like anything gets too out of hand. Another one, simply because I don't know too much about it, and I honestly don't care to know too much about it even. Colonel RPG asked, how do you feel about the Internet of Things? To the best of my knowledge, and you all know how little I do preparation before recording these episodes, the Internet of Things are things, everyday items that are connected to the Internet for various reasons. Not like, you know, obviously the easy things are your computer or your phone or a tablet or whatever that has the Internet, as in the web browser Internet. But this is going as far to even saying, like, your toaster, or, you know, you got refrigerators with webcams in them now that know your products and barcodes and can tell you what you're running low on, or certain other little appliances, or even to that degree, the little Amazon buttons that you press to reorder your Tide detergent when you're running low or whatever. That I think that's what I understand the Internet of Things as being. You know, even to as far as the to a greater degree those Nest thermostats that allow you to adjust your home temperature or security settings or whatever, or turn on and off your lights from your smartphone, or even, you know, more innocuous things that, like, you have no particular input into, but you know, certain, like I said, like a toaster or a coffee maker that has connectivity that collects its own information for its own marketing purposes that you have no influence over. I think I could be completely wrong, but that's, you know, and then there's the homebrew Internet of Things where you take an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi and program or connect it and set it up to your fish tank or whatever, to feed your fish, or to just monitor the temperature, of your fish tank, or the oxygen level, or whatever little device that has that connectivity but isn't about, browsing YouTube or going online or having a web browser or anything like that. That's my understanding of what Internet of Things is. And I don't know much about it. To the best of my knowledge, I don't have many things of the Internet of Things. And yeah, I don't know. It wasn't really a question. How do you feel about the Internet of Things? Pretty much the same way I feel about the type of comforter that's on my bed. Just kind of an afterthought and something that really doesn't come up too often in my life, really. Or, just little things like that. So I appreciate all these donations, even the ones of the questions that I haven't been unable to answer fully. And perhaps in the comments, if I'm incorrect about any of these things, please let me know. I know you will. You are YouTube comments, after all. YouTube comments. Oh, man. More sheep. I really don't need more wool, to be honest with you. So I will leave you be. And honestly, right now, I can tell you I have one question left. I was considering answering it, but since it's only one left, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to save it for the next episode. So if you do want to, if you're still on that fundraiser charity hype from Mindcrack Marathon, we could really use your help over here at farlandsorbust.com to raise money for Child's Play charity. Like I said, we're kind of slowing down there, but we just passed 70% of the way to our $60,000 goal here for Season 6. And if you do donate, you can ask one of these questions, and hopefully it'll be a question that I can answer and won't just hold in my Word file here for months at a time. And also, you're, of course, helping out Child's Play charity, helping get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world. So yeah, farlandsorbust.com is where you can do that. That would be much appreciated. And I assure you, there's only one question in front of yours if you get your donation in right now. and it will be added to the list. And like I said, I will answer it to the best of my ability, or I will refer to it as yet another unanswerable question in the best capabilities that I have. Boop. Indeed. So yeah, that's farlandsorbust.com. Oops. I want to thank everybody for their continued support, either to that charity or just watching the show. I don't know what I need to vote for. Watching the show, sticking around for 617 episodes, maybe a few of you, maybe. Not that many of you left from the origins of the Farlander, but we're working on it, and we're still going, making that progress. Breaking down the workbench, causing more damage to our diamond boots. These diamond boots we crafted at the beginning of the season. Will they last an entire season? Stay tuned to find out. Woof, Wolfie agrees. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. Why is there a sploosh?